The new Dura Ace crankset is perhaps the most striking example of Shimano's willingness to rethink the way we design the world's best road group. We constantly researched the way we ride and saw an opportunity to drastically improve the crankset. At first glance, a four-arm asymmetric crankset might look as though it can't possibly be as rigid as a five-arm crank. But it is just as rigid, and it weighs 30 grams less than our previous generation Dura Ace crank.
The technology inside is important, but what matters most is how it feels. We talked to some retailers who rode DA9000 for the first time at Interbike Outdoor Demo and got their first impressions of the new four-arm cranks.
I like the crank. I wasn't sure when I first saw it. It's got that little weird opposite the crank arm. It looks like it's missing something. But after a couple looks at it, I thought, yeah, it looks kind of nice. Yeah, I did some hard sprints on it. It felt solid. Everything snapped together right away. Instant power transfer, no lagging at all.
Between the Campy and SRAM and Dura Ace, I gotta say, I do feel like the Dura Ace seems a lot stiffer, especially me being a heavier weight guy. I'm like 180 pounds, so usually I can feel flex when you're out of saddle and you're really like trying to give it some power. But I mean, it held really, really well. I don't think the 4-bolt has any disadvantage to 5-bolt, really. I mean, I honestly didn't feel any difference. The front shifting never gave me any issue under load or anything like that, so it's good. It's great.
The Dura Ace 9000 crank is 30 grams lighter, but still just as rigid as the previous Dura Ace crank, because we were able to push existing Shimano technologies in innovative ways.
Hollowtech 2 crank arms and HoloGlide chainrings are prime examples of Shimano's skill at cold forging strong, hollow parts. HoloGlide technology is Shimano's way of making a hollow, composite-reinforced outer chainring. HoloGlide rings are so rigid that our engineers realized they could remove the fifth spider arm and save weight. They realized that forearms can be placed asymmetrically to match the pedaling stroke dynamics with no drop in rigidity. HoloGlide rings allow us to use a 110 compact bolt pattern without sacrificing the chainring rigidity of a 130 full-size double crank. All Dura Ace 9000 chainring combinations bolt onto the same crank arm. From compact gearing to time trial rings, there are 6 matched chainring combinations available. 2 new performance compact combinations, 5236 and 5238, will be very popular. With HoloGlide rings, front shifting performance is unmatched because the rings are the stiffest on the market. There are other factors involved, like Shimano's system-engineered guide pins, shifting gates, and tooth profiles. And the chain can't be overlooked as a critical part of chainring shifting. Construction of HoloGlide rings with internal carbon reinforcement is a big reason why Dura Ace front shifting performance is the industry benchmark. The threaded external bottom bracket cup has been slimmed down to a smaller outer diameter that saves 18 grams. We accomplish that by using smaller ball bearings inside and increase the number of balls from 15 to 19 on each side for more support contact. The shape of the cones is optimized for durability comparable to the previous model. The bottom bracket is further improved with a new seal design that reduces friction up to 75%, with no reduction in seal effectiveness. A downsizing adapter tool is included to use with existing Shimano bottom bracket tools. A new bottom bracket wrench is also available. Radical new designs have a way of becoming the new normal pretty quickly. You may recall that Shimano introduced four-arm cranks on mountain bikes many years ago. That's been the industry norm for over a decade.
Will the same happen for road cranks? We can't tell you that it will, but don't be surprised if this latest innovation becomes the new normal over the next few years.